Hello all, and thanks for joining us for this paranormal pit stop. Tonight, we'll be exploring an upscale lodging located off of North Royal Street out of Mobile, Alabama, that's recognized as one of the earliest steel frame structures in the state, rumored to harbor an assortment of ghostly manifestations across its bounds. Are you prepared to explore the history and hauntings of the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa? Historically, land now holding the Battle House originally hosted a military headquarters which was established under Andrew Jackson through the War of 1812 and would go on later through the 19th century to accommodate two earlier hotels, being the Franklin and Waverly, and both of which burned to the ground in various fires. In 1852, the first rendition of the Battle House, which was a 4-story brick building featuring a 2-story gallery of cast iron, was constructed under James Battle and his two half-nephews, John and Samuel. Over the years, this lodging would grow in popularity and prominence, and would subsequently host a range of famous names, including Henry Clay, Jefferson Davis, Millard Fillmore, Oscar Wilde, and Winfield Scott, and would even host Stephen A. Douglas the night he lost presidency to Abe Lincoln. In 1880, a National Weather Service station was established within the Battle House. In 1884, electric lighting was added, and in 1900, the premises was fully renovated. Sadly, on February 12th of 1905, the original Battle House would burn to the ground in a fire, which, being the third fire on site in such a short time, really leads us to believe fire-safe technologies and burn prevention techniques weren't really a thing back then. Following the blaze, site owners would hire on Frank Mills Andrews of New York to design a new structure in the former's stead, one comprised entirely of steel and concrete, and in 1908, the new Battle House would open its doors to the public, after which, in 1916, and again in 1949, it would undergo renovations and modernizations, which included the addition of air conditioning to all guest rooms and common spaces. In 1958, the Battle House was acquired by Sheraton Hotels, after which it would operate as the Sheraton Battle House until 1968, when the site was sold to Gotham Hotels, and in 1973, the lodging would change hands again when it was purchased by a group of local interests, who renamed the expanse as the Battle House Royale. While this group planned a full renovation and reopening, ultimately their intentions would be met in failure, and the property's doors, which would close the following year in 1974, would remain as such for the following 3 decades. In 1975, the property was listed on the National Register of Historic Places. By 1980, it was the only of such structures on its block left fully intact. In 2003, Retirement Systems of Alabama would launch a massive restoration project of the site, alongside the construction of their adjoining skyscraper office building. And on May 11th of 2007, what was re-established as the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa was reopened to the public. The Battle House remains open into the present, offering a range of luxurious accommodations, a rooftop pool, unparalleled dining and drink options, tennis courts, venue space, a mess of annual events, and, according to chilling local legends, its fair share of hauntings, with both staff and guests reporting disembodied voices heard from empty spaces, footsteps detected from vacant rooms and halls, and accounts of faucets and showers turning on within locked rooms or even changing temperature on guests mid-cleansing. One popular and tragic tale surrounding this weathered hotel site tells of how in 1910, a freshly married couple was staying on its grounds when the husband was called away for business. When he failed to return to his better half, it's told that after waiting for days, his new bride took her own life by way of hanging herself within the Crystal Ballroom. Following the Battle House's subsequent reopening, a portrait of this bride was displayed on an easel in the very same ballroom, and it's documented that while attending this grand reopening, the deceased bride's mother observed a man in a gray suit admiring the work of art mournfully for a moment, before seemingly fading into thin air when more guests started to enter the room. To date, it's believed the entity this woman witnessed was that of her son-in-law returning to the last place he knew his love was at, in search of her from beyond the grave. Heartbreakingly, the spirit of the deceased bride has been known to manifest in the backgrounds of photographs, also always seemingly searching for her counterpart. Several informal investigations of the Battle House have yielded high EMF levels, surprisingly clear and articulate EVPs, and instances of objects moving or disappearing entirely, a phenomenon phenomenon that extended to various work crews over the years, who frequently documented tools and other effects going missing and later turning up in impossible places. Additionally, these work crews also reported returning to their work sites in the mornings only to find all of the work they'd done the previous day destroyed, as if the local spirits didn't approve of intended changes to their home. Also reported across hotel grounds and confined to no area in particular are spook lights and orbs visible to the naked eye, the perturbing feeling experienced by overnighters of someone invisible crawling into bed with them, and encounters with both shadowy figures and a range of full-bodied apparitions in clothing spanning the eras. A final famous hotel legend tells of an incident now referred to as the 1932 Battle House Honor Killing, in which Mardi Gras King Henry Butler was caught fooling around with the festival's queen Dorothy Grassfield Dyson, who just so happened to be the wife of one Raymond Dyson. When Raymond learned of this affair, and after securing information supporting a theory that Butler was likely actually the father of the son his wife had birthed 2 years prior, and that he'd previously believed to be his own son, he and his brother Sam lured Henry to room 552 at the hotel. After a brief vocal confrontation, the brothers beat Henry to within an inch of his life and left him in the bathroom, where he was found deceased from his injuries the following day. From this day and onward, many claim Henry's spirit, not yet ready to depart this world, remains on site, and a phantom bearing his likeness has been viewed about, most often on the 5th floor, and usually disappears shortly after being noticed. Thanks for tuning in for this Paranormal Pit Stop. If you enjoyed our histories and ghost stories, subscribe to our channel, like this upload, and share us with everyone you know so that our upcoming on-site series Sleepovers gets the welcome it deserves. Pleasant dreams.